All right, GOP, we're back with Steve Warren. Part deuce.
Deuces.
Here we go. We're finishing up. So after you guys have all watched part one a couple times over and over and over and got us a bunch of hits, now you're getting part two, right? Part two's got to be better than part one because most movies, part one's better. But we're going to make the second one better, right?
Oh, this is going to be much better. We got naked chicks coming out.
Because we got more beer, right?
Oh, and more beer. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so we ended with our last video talking about playing tournaments at Shane's and the Angler, and that was the place to go.
Yep.
We all know the outcome that Pensacola had this huge flood that happened. And those of you guys don't know, it was massive, and the Angler sat down in this gully, and it flooded and took that place out. And unfortunately, that wiped out darts as we knew it in Pensacola. And we all were kind of distraught. We were all trying to find places that had a dartboard to go play. Please run a tournament at your bar. Get another board or move this pool table out the way. So what do you remember from all this?
That's actually a great way to put it. That's actually as honest as you can be. The bar that stepped up was the Rack and Q. Ernie Tarkus owned it at the time, and I think Ernie's been gone now for about 7 years. So rest in peace,
okay,
Ernie.
Cheers to Ernie.
But I'm sorry, Norm. Ernie's his son. I apologize. It was Norm.
Norm.
I apologize there, Norm.
I didn't know either of them.
But they stepped up and had tournaments in there. And,
I think we drew up one night, didn't we?
Oh, we did, Jerry. Why did you have to bring that up?
Yeah, I'm only bringing this up because we don't draw up much, and we did draw up one night, and I don't know what was going on that night, but Steve walked out on me. We're playing for the game to go into the money, and he walked out.
I did my biggest regret in darts. I won it one time.
I had to bring it up.
And I thank you, and fuck you, Jerry.
But I just want you guys to know that I did play by myself, and I pushed pass, and I still got myself into the money, and I didn't give him shit.
Yeah,
but I still finished second in the tournament.
Where's my cup? Yeah.
All right, let's go on. So we got the Rack and Q, right?
We got the Rack and Q, and they were doing a good job running the tournaments. And at that time, Howdy and Shannon bought for Pete's sake, and they were getting up and running. And Howdy's like, hey, how come we can't do darts and here have a tournament?
We can.
Let's do it. And we're hanging out one day, and he's like, hey, I want new boards in here. This was, oh gosh, I'm gonna guess probably 2012. I know it was 2012 because maybe 13. The Arachnid came out with the new internet boards. You remember those?
I do.
They first came out. That was game-changing.
Where you can play online
and the board switched from the soft tip
side. Well, here we go.
To,
from that side to that side,
yeah,
right? So, we got both of them right here. Yeah.
So I said, well, man, I'm looking to branch out. So I actually bought some boards, and that's how I got in the dartboard business. So
you own dartboards now, and how did you learn to fix them? Just by tinkering with them?
By trial and error, because if anybody knows me, I have zero mechanical ability.
And you just decided to pick up fixing dartboards.
I did, and a good friend of mine, Patrick from Arachnid, he told me a long time ago, these are parts, and if it's a part, you can fix it. So I call him a lot. Hey Patrick, I hope you watch this. So I've been in the dartboard business for a little while now.
Yeah, wow.
And it's a lot of fun.
And I knew nothing about the Granboards until I got into it, and I'm not a fix-it guy by any means. You guys know me; I pay everybody else to do something. I know a friend that does shit, and I don't know what it was about darts, and it's like the Fast and the Furious movie. It's something about engines that just calms me, and I can fix it. Dartboards, I can do. I don't know what it is. I dye them. I color them to whatever color you guys want. But anyway, so you own dartboards now. You're fixing them, and we're playing at Howdy's. We got tournaments going on, and we finally have another place to go play darts. And people are starting to come back. We got darts going on again in Pensacola. That's where I show back up at.
That's
so
right.
Where's it go from there?
This little thing called China flu. COVID happened. Yeah. COVID came about, and things were going great all across, not just Pensacola. Things were going great across the country. I don't know if you guys remember what the stock market was doing. It doesn't really matter. But darts was really on the rise. COVID happened, shut everything down. Most of the states, the first thing they're shut down is bars.
Yeah.
And that was the rise. Unfortunately, there's got to be some sacrifice for gain. And in my personal opinion, that was probably the best thing to happen to soft tip darts. Now, to backtrack, sorry, I'm a steel tip dart player, and I cut my teeth playing steel tip darts. And in fact, my best friend in the world I met playing darts, that's Steve Turk up in Springfield, Ohio. Hey, Steve Turk.
Steve!
Hey, buddy. Hope you're watching this.
We're going to tag him.
We're going to
make sure he gets to see it.
But the best thing that happened to darts, in my opinion, in the last 25 years, besides the internet, obviously, because somebody's going to say, oh, you're an idiot, you can talk about the internet, was COVID. Shut it down. It caused Granboards to go crazy because people love to play darts. It's one of those addictions. And now you can play anybody, anywhere, at home for $300. You buy one of these boards, and I think when they came out, they were $200. Now, on July the 4th, they're $300. $299.99 is their manufactured advertised pricing. But we can cut you a deal if you want from me.
If you like, watch, and share the video, we'll cut you a deal.
We'll cut you a deal, hell yeah. But that really caused darts to grow everywhere.
Yeah, it did. And I can say that, there's a lot of people that can't get to the bars all the time, or they don't like it because it's smoky. And internet darts has really helped that grow. At the same time, it takes away from the live person in action where you want to go hang out with everybody, but it lets that person play when they can't get out. That's the great thing about the internet darts. There's pros and cons, but you can play at home now and play against those people that you used to play with.
Absolutely, Jerry. You don't have to wait for a match to happen. It's tonight is, what is today? Today's Friday. Gosh, fortunately, I got it all messed up. You don't have to wait till Monday to play a match. You can play it online right now. The EBC runs a tournament. TOC, PPD. These are all online stuff. Now you got to use an Arachnid G3, and I'm sure that Granboard has online tournaments as well. It does take away the in-person stuff, and that's one thing that I enjoy. We're old guys.
It's the interaction.
Yeah, we're old dudes. We enjoy the interaction stuff.
Yeah.
But online, that's where it's at. If you're not online, if you got a board in your bar that's not online, you're just losing revenue.
Yeah. All right, so let's go away from the online for a minute because we'll jump into that a little bit later. So here we have Howdy's. We all have a place to play. COVID hit. It kind of destroyed. We all kind of got dispersed a little bit again. We're trying to spark up. But at some point, Howdy's closed and you buy the bar.
Well,
what happens?
Well,
you own a bar. See, now you run it. You have dartboards.
I lost a bet.
Oh.
I got approached by Howdy Shannon. I had the boards in there. Got approached by him. And like, hey, we're just talking about getting out of the business. Are you interested? Well, yeah, it's always intriguing. I'm a single guy, and that's what we do. We drink beer.
You're a single guy with beer, money, and a bar.
Well,
God, you're getting laid every night of the week.
Yeah, minus the money part of it. Yeah, so I'm like, all right, I'll give this a try. And you know what? If you're gonna buy a bar, do it when you're young. Okay, don't do it when you're an old fucker like me. We'll talk about old fucker here in a second, but. No, you had it for 3 years.
So you're running the bar. We're all showing up still.
Oh,
it was the same crowd. Nothing really changed from Howdy's to your transition.
Well, you know what changed is we, with the help of Scotty Long. Remember old Scotty Long?
Oh, absolutely.
Got to give Scotty Long a big jerk job. Hey, Scotty. Scotty was instrumental in transitioning from writing down stuff on the paper when you fill it out to let machines do it. And so we actually got that passed. And things were going great in Pensacola. I thought things were wonderful, and boom, 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 that COVID thing happened.
Yeah.
And then business just, it got a little tough for a while. And
so I don't want to interrupt real quick, but you mentioned Scotty Long. Do you remember Scott Nardi, Kim Nardi?
Oh my goodness.
Nardis? Yeah. Do you remember them?
Oh, absolutely.
And I just want to bring them up because I didn't get a chance in my video, and you just sparked it again. You know, the long braided rat tail all the way down the back, and Kim was a beast in the female division. She was one of the best too.
Brother, I'm gonna say this without offending you, but she was a beast.
Yeah.
Just because she was a female, if you got Kim Nardi, you got a partner.
Yeah.
And when they did the male-female tournaments, it was always all right. Whoever gets
Kim wins, right? Because all you gotta do is be a decent guy, and you're gonna win the tournament.
You've heard of the Johnny Bush sweepstakes, and then you got the Tim Nardi sweepstakes.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get hurt? You're gonna finish in the money at the absolute worst. So yeah, God, boy, you bring it back.
I know, that's why, I love to talk about the old stuff, and, we can talk about strategies and darts and that stuff, but I like the history in the Pensacola and what we do and the people that we met and who meant what in darts. So you're in Pensacola now, you got a bar, you've been around for a while, you played in tournaments, so you pretty much know everybody at this point. So who are you regularly playing darts with? Late into the early morning hours and fucking 4 a.m. and the sun comes up or so let's talk about the diehard people now.
The diehard people.
Who's those people?
Oh, you gave me the
who we got here?
Goodness. Well, you know what? I threw on the core of us for quite a few years was Buck Buchanan. He's also my fiance.
Oh fucker,
I love
Thursdays,
you,
Buck. First off, let me just stand up for a minute. If you don't know what Old Fucker Thursdays is, it's not just for old fuckers, because first off, I'm not that old. But it started a long time ago that people just get together about 4:30 at the particular bar. Come play for a couple hours. We draw chips. You partner up. You play 2 games. We redraw again. No money, nothing involved. It's just for fun. But it's still a tradition that Buck has held on to for over a decade now. Over a decade, okay? So we still hold it. You'll see us posted on the GOP. Old Fucker Thursdays is mostly at Sam's now. It's been at Woodsy's. It's been at the Whiskey Barrel. But I'm going to say 90% of the time right now is going to be at Sam's. And we'll post, watch for it. Any skill set, come out and just toss a few darts with us for a couple hours on Old Fucker Thursdays.
Please do that. We'll talk about that stuff here in a second. But the team I threw on was my fiance, Buck Buchanan. We're not gay. It's just the fact I spent so much time with this cat. People thought that we were together. We're not. He's Buck. So, anyways, myself, Brian Sanderson. He goes by Egg Roll. We were a team for many years, and we constantly go through a fourth because they just couldn't fit in for whatever reason. But that was my team, and
it's a good team.
Yeah, we were
had a good time.
You know what? We always had a good time.
Yeah.
So getting to play against the and I'm glad you asked this question because knowing the people in town, you've got Johnny Bush, an absolute wonderful ambassador of the game of darts. I wish Johnny Bush would have gone off and do pro things because he has that ability. But what a wonderful person in darts.
And let me interrupt right there. I asked that man that question because he could have gone on to be one of the best that we know it, right? Mm-hmm. He could have been the pre-Danny Baggish and the Leonard Gates representing the U.S. going over there for the first time and playing over there in England. They, those guys have to give up their life to go do that, okay? Mm-hmm. And Johnny, when I once mentioned that, he's like, you know what you have to do in the practice, day in, day and night to go do that, and you have to give up everything? I respect that man and saying, I love what I do, and he's humble that knowing he's that good, and I can just stay here and do my thing and be happy and play with all of you, and I don't have to give up my life to go do that, because that's a big commitment.
It is. Jerry, just to add to that, I grew up in Dayton. I got to play with the world champion Larry Butler. I was on the same team with him for a year. What that man had to do to maintain that level, Brad Weddington, jerk job to Brad, Mark Granboard, I can not list it. There's probably 100 people, and guys, if I forget to mention a name, I apologize. There's some people that had a profound, great influence on me. I apologize. Yeah. We only have a few minutes here. But for what Johnny's done, what a great ambassador. I've never heard that man one time bitch about anything when it comes to his partner. Archie Quayson, also a wonderful, wonderful ambassador in the game of darts.
They are.
Who's been been a positive influence in Pensacola for a long, long time.
One thing I always say, the difference between a good dart player and a great dart player is attitude. Because you can be good, but what makes you great is your attitude. It's your humbleness and receptive to who you draw in that tournament that night.
Absolutely.
Who you're coaching along. You're not overly trying to coach them and tell them every single shot. They're going to let you play your game, but when you ask, they're there to help you. That's the difference between a good dart player and a great dart player, and that's exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the difference right there.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, and you know, as long as I'm playing this game, if I can just add one thing to that, for anybody that may be watching this video that's new to the game, that's up and coming, if you ever get a partner that's below the skill level that you want, that means you got to pick your game up and don't be a dick to them. Don't be an asshole to them. You know, that's the time that you want your best game to show. And if you can't elevate your game, it's not your partner's fault. That's on you. So
yeah. And we talked about this earlier. Did we ever have a regret on something that we did in a tournament? Which, you know, I don't want to go into that, but there is a time, and not trying to be cocky in any means, but, you know, when someone draws one of us in a tournament, they're happy that they drew us. When you get to that caliber level, someone's happy that they drew you, and you're making their night that they drew you, because they're like, I might finally make the money. And I could think of a couple people that have never made the money, and they finally drew me, and we got to that third spot because we battled it out. And that's what you got to understand. As you get to be that better player, you got to be that pro caliber, mellow, level-headed, that I'm doing it for them now, not for me, because I've been there before. I want them to experience what I've experienced, right?
Jerry, did you start off being a great dart player?
Absolutely not.
How many thousands of darts do you have to throw just to become average?
Yeah, and you know, it takes a humbling experience to realize most people, and even we'll see today, we think we're better than what we really are. Everybody knows what you can shoot in any given night, but you're not always going to shoot at that level. And when you don't, you have to accept it and adapt, right? You gotta make that sacrifice and figure out what you gotta do to keep the darts coming in and consistently try and get something. Agree?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. When I played with Larry Butler, one of the things that he taught me is that a dart player's best friend is amnesia. You cannot remember when you shot the last round.
That's right.
Because it's going to influence what you shoot next. And
spin of that roulette wheel. Is it red or black? Well, it's been red 5 times. It's got to be black now? No. That wheel has no memory.
Yes.
It's what comes in next again. Right. So, with that, we're going to end part 2. And want you guys to stick around part 3, because the best is yet to come.
Boom!
Love you.
Oh, I got to go.
Boom!
Hey.